Can you tell us your name and where we are?
My name is Thomas Dardar Jr. We are here in Demopolis, Alabama, where we got a job we're doing down the road here. So yeah, Parish, yes. Yeah, like you said.
And where are your parents originally from?
My mama is from Shoepick over in Thibodeau Way toward Kramer and all of that. And my daddy was born on Little Jean Charles, Jean
Okay.
Charles Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the island, and did you spend time there when you were well, all of your life, or
Yeah.
when you were
No, we didn't.
younger?
No, we didn't spend all our lives on the island because we moved to town. When my dad was a young man, they moved to the where Dakeville is, and they lived there for a long time. Then we married, and him and my mom they moved, like I say, to Odemore Street. But the island is where a lot of our relatives were, and when we had a free chance, we'd always be on go visit on the island. Back in them days, when people would pass, they'd wake them, and the homes down there. So uh, at the time when I was a kid, they had, the island was lush, vegetative. They had cows, horses, farms, gardens and all that down there. So it was a nice community. It was everybody knew everybody. Like they say, it take a village to raise a kid. You don't want to mess up down there because there was one way in and one way out, and everybody knew you, and they didn't waste no time if you did something wrong. They'd correct you in the worst way and the best way. Yeah. So.
Can you tell us a little bit about the work that you've done with palmetto and
Mm.
palmetto building, the structures,
Yeah.
and where you harvest those materials, and yeah, just the process.
That the harvesting of the material is becoming harder and harder now because where we used to harvest it, a lot of them in down in Grand Caillou, uh, along the roads and all that. Uh, these lands have been either dug up to take the hard dirt from there and build levees, so the palmettos are no longer available to get, and then you find a few of them, and a lot of them, because they're not in some of their native habitat areas, uh, they don't grow as lush as the other ones used
All
to
around
grow.
us. But I'm just
And yeah, we used.
wondering about are there any traditional skills or practices or life ways that you don't see anymore that you remember from your younger
Yeah.
days, which weren't that long ago? But
Yeah, it's been a few
but
moons. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm just
Gardening is one of them. Farming, having raising stuff that you eat. Uh, I don't see a lot of. In fact, I call Mama, my wife, Mama. So everybody knows her as lovingly as that's my wife. But I call her Mama, and I told her, I said, when we come back to town, I say we're gonna. My granddaughter say we're gonna grow a salad, and that's a garden. So just so everybody knows, she's interested in learning how to grow their own food. Her mama has a little, I call it a porch garden. On her porch, she has these little boxes, and they're growing stuff on the porch. So she sparked the interest in it. So now it's up to us to bring them out there and show them how you have to dig the land, take care of it, plant the seed, keep the weeds out, and then harvest when the time
true.
comes. Those are
Um,
some.
did any of your elders have any, like, were they basket weavers, or did they have any traditional boat builders or
Yeah,
trappers?
a
Did
lot of
you?
them. The ones that I didn't know. My grandma,
Mm-hmm.
she was a traiteur, but
Oh.
I didn't know it, and she wasn't. I I thought she had a garden. I mean, a flower bed, but in her flower bed was her medicine.
Mm.
And I looked in there, and as a young 6-year-old, 5-year-old, you run around playing, and you'd go there, and I remember cutting grass with a knife, with one of them push lawnmowers and all of that. And I say push lawnmower, that's the ones that the wheels turn and the blades spin. When we were lucky, we had one like that. But she would go there, and people would come, and she'd go pick this, pick that, get this. and I'd go get out it, and it never registered, it never dawned on me.
Mm.
And there's a lot of my aunts that I knew, uh, they were healers and all of that,
Mm.
but it never. I don't know. I just didn't. It just didn't register until I got a little bit older. Then I realized when I looked, I said, those are flowers, but they're not flowers. They were actually the medicine that she grew in the front, and she threw the coffee ground on them. She took care of that area real
Mm.
good. That area, we didn't, we always worked that area. Everywhere she moved, we left Dakeville, we came to Odemont. She had those same plants that were there. I said, well, she likes those plants. They're
Mhm.
nice. They're pretty. They're little flowers. They're pretty. Made little. They had the little balls on them and everything. I said, those are nice. But I didn't realize that those were
Mm.
medicines and things that she used. Because I got cuts on my hands. There, you can
Mhm.
see it went deep.
Yep.
That's a deep scar.
Yeah.
You don't see no stitch mark, huh?
Mm-mm.
She took care of that,
Mm.
spider webs, and I used to call it trees. I'd go get some tree, and she'd put that, but as a ferdicito or whatever they used to call that, and she'd put that and take a rag, take some colloid, rinse it off with colloid, and then tape it up and tie it up.
Wow.
So
What's her name?
Selvina Dardar.
Selena.
Yeah, yeah.